Hello everyone, this is Tuesday's maths lesson. So we've got another 5 a day to wake ourselves up again. So having a look here then, first one, how many gloves are there? Now, remember, there are two gloves in each pair. So that means we're counting in twos. We need a total number of gloves, not how many pairs, how many gloves in total. So we're counting in twos. Are we ready? So here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. There are 32 gloves there. That's a lot of gloves. Right, next question. Which of these shapes are pentagons? First of all, what's a pentagon? How many sides does a pentagon have? A pentagon has 5 sides. So you're looking for 5-sided shapes. Now, some of them are irregular, okay? So let's have a little look. We just want any shape with 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there's one pentagon. Can you spot any others? I'll give you a second to have a little look and to count those sides. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 pentagons. All of those have got 5 sides. They don't all look like a regular pentagon. They are irregular, but that's fine. They still have 5 sides. Okay. Add together 14 and 15. So look at each number. 14. How many 10s in 14? There's 1 10 and 4 1s. Look at 15. 1 10 and 5 1s. So we add our 10s together, 1 10 from the 14, 1 10 from the 15, that's 20, isn't it? And my 4 and my 5 make 9. So I have 29 altogether. Well done. Let's look at this box down here. Which of these numbers are even? Remember, even numbers, you can get to them by counting in twos. They can be halved. So have a little look at those numbers there. We've got 17, 15, 8, 9, 11 and 10, which are the even numbers. That's right, 8 is even and 10 is even. All the other ones are odd. And our last question, so thinking back to yesterday, anybody who did remainders as well, this kind of ties in with that a little bit. How many sticks are there? Don't worry if you didn't do the remainders, you can still just count in groups. All right, so how many sticks are there? It says that in each bundle, in each group, there are 10 sticks. So let's count the bundles first. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we've got 50 there, but we've also got these little ones left over, those remainders. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 57 sticks. Well done, everybody. So that should have woken our maths brains up a little bit. So today, what are we focusing on? We're going to have a go at solving word problems. Now, they're all going to be involving division or multiplication. You could do it either way, okay? But there's some steps that you can do to help you succeed with the problems. The first thing you need to do when you have a word problem is to read the question really carefully. Make sure you know what all the words say. Read it through. Make sure you know what to do. The next thing, pick out any numbers you can see. I circle them or underline them so that they're really clear. But if I can see a number, I'm going to make sure I know where it is and what it is. Then you've got to think carefully about what it's asking you to do. Now, like I said, all of our problems today are going to be division problems, okay? So that should help you. But you might want to think about how you're going to work it out, what method you're going to use, okay? Then you get to the working out part. So this is the bit that people normally jump straight to and start scribbling things down and drawing things. But there's all those other steps first. When you've picked out the numbers and you know which method you're going to do to work it out, that's when you start drawing or writing, trying to work out the actual answer. But that's not the final step. There's one more that lots of people forget about. After you've worked it out, you need to check it. So you might want to use inverse, you might want to just run the method again, see if you get the same answer a second time. If not, why not? Have another go. Have a go at checking through your work today to see if you can spot any mistakes or see if you can spot anywhere where you need to have another little think. Okay, so we're going to do one together. So here's my problem. If eggs come in boxes of 6, how many boxes of eggs do I need to buy if I want 24 eggs altogether? Right, so that's quite wordy. We've read it, so we've already done the first step. Read the question. Can you remember what the next bit was? So once you've read it, pick out the numbers. So we've got 6 and 24 there, haven't we? Boxes of 6. So that's telling me how many groups, what's in my group, sorry. So 6 in each group. I want 24 altogether, so I'm going to be working out how many 6s in 24, aren't I? So that's the next step. What am I going to have to do? So my sum is 24 divided by 6. 24 divided by 6. How many 6s make 24? Finally, then, I'm going to try and work it out. I can either do that just by drawing pictures if that's what you want to do. So I've got my first box of 6, my next box of 6, so I've got 12 eggs in total now. Another box of 6 makes 18. Another box of 6 makes 24. Or I can use my arrays from yesterday. Each row in my array, each group is going to have 6. I'm counting in 6s. So 6, 12, 18, 24. How many rows? Let's count them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lots of 6. 4 6s in 24. So my answer is 4. What's the last step though? The really last step, the one that everybody always forgets? Check it. Check your answer. So you might want to put that sum in reverse. Is 24 divided by, is 24 divided by 4 6? Does it give me the same answers? Am I still using the same numbers? I might just want to run the method again, draw out my array, count it carefully, see, have I definitely got 6 in each row? Have I got the right number of rows? But make sure you're checking your work. Okay. So that is really it for the introduction. Try and use those steps. There are 2 problems to choose between, which I'm just going to show you now. All right, so I'm just going to stop sharing this one and bring up your sheets for today that you can choose between. They're in the OneDrive folder. Let's see if I can find them. Oh dear. Ah, there they are, right at the bottom, hiding from me. Sorry about that, everybody. Here we go then. So this is the slightly easier problem. You do need to do some careful thinking for both of these problem-solving activities today, but this is the easier one. So eyes in the dark. This is a blob, and this is a blob. They are hiding in the dark. And then underneath it says, here they are all hiding, look. I can see 24 eyes. How many blops and blobs could there be? Try to find lots of answers. And there's a hint here, this is really helpful. It says, look at how many eyes each alien has. So how many eyes does a blob have? 2. 2 eyes. So I'd be counting in 2s if I were counting my blobs. And this is a blob. He has 5 eyes. So I'm either going to be counting in 2s or 5s or a mix of both. And I'm going to be setting them out as an array to help me because that makes it really clear and I can see. In the table here, you can draw your solutions, draw your arrays. So how many blobs might I have? I might want to see how many 2s to make 24. Can I make 24 with 5s, with just blobs? Or am I going to need a mix? Every time you've found a solution, so every time you've made 24, and it has to be 24 exactly because that's how many eyes you've got, draw a line underneath your solution. You can either write them as calculations or draw them as arrays or as pictures. You might want to draw your blobs and blobs, that's fine. Whatever method works well for you to solve this problem. We did arrays yesterday because that's a really easy, clear way of seeing your groups. But if you'd prefer to go back to drawing the pictures, that's also fine, okay? So that's that method. Each solution needs to total 24, okay? You might want to do it all with blobs to start with, but most of them I think are going to have a mix, all right? There's also the chocolate challenge. This is also in the OneDrive folder. This one is a little bit trickier. You are dealing with remainders again today with this one, okay? So if you didn't do the remainders lesson sheet yesterday, do the block and blarp sheet, okay? So with this one, you've got lots of problems to solve. I've also given you some squared paper because drawing arrays is easier on squared paper. You can set the rows out more clearly and carefully, okay? So back to the sheet then. So toffees come in boxes of 10. How many boxes would you need to buy if you wanted 20 toffees? It's a very, very similar question to the one we've just done about eggs, okay? So think about how many toffees in each box. Okay, that's your number for your array, isn't it? For your rows. How many rows, how many groups would you need to have 20? Okay. The next one gets a little bit trickier because it starts to talk about a number that isn't divisible exactly by 10. Okay, so how many boxes of toffees would you need to buy if you wanted 25 toffees? So you're going to have some clear rows and then you're going to have some left over. Remember though, you can't buy half a box of chocolates. So if you want that full 25, you're going to need to buy that spare extra box, the full box, so you can take what you want out. All right, so it's a little bit tricky, this one. So it does say at the top here, if you have remainders, don't forget you need to buy that extra box, okay, because otherwise you won't have enough. You can have too many, you can maybe give those to your friend or your mummy or your daddy or whoever, but you need that extra to complete the problem, okay? So how many boxes would you need? Even if you end up with spare, that's fine. All right, so those are the two challenges for today. Have a go at them. The block and the blarp one is easier, and please remember you can just go back to drawing them. That's absolutely fine. If there's not enough space on the table, flip the sheet over, do it on the back, do it in your workbook, however many. Try and find as many different solutions as you can, but even if you only find one or two, that's fine. Okay, have a good go at it though. There are lots of different ways of making 24. Okay, and that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.